What's up guys, Otsunu here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're taking another look at the Bachmann GS4 4449. But in this video, it is not a review. It is an upgrade slash overview of what I've done to this engine. And let's just say, this engine is no longer a piece of crap. This engine is actually good. Now, if you know, I have a very long history of Bachmann GS4s. I've had from the Lionel 1976 split chassis era with the Bachmann split chassis. I have had another 4449 just like this, but it didn't have any of the upgrades that this one does. And now we're here with this one, the final iteration and the final GS4 that I bought from Bachmann. This is the last GS4 I ever will be buying from Bachmann. But you know, I might do the GS64. Who knows? But then again, I've done a lot of work to this engine, so we're gonna get into that. So, if you've known about Bachmann GS4s or GS class locomotives from Bachmann in general, they only have one headlight. They have one headlight inside the nose and inside the shell, and it just bleeds into two. Well, in this case, that doesn't work. And you may know that the real thing, that the Bachmann GS4s also did not have working class lights. Well, not anymore. So now we have actual working class lights on this GS4, and also we have a better looking headlight, and the big one of them all, the Marslight. We actually have a Marslight on this engine. For long years I've been talking about putting a Marslight on this thing, and we finally done it. Also, you may ask, wait a minute, which version of the 4449 do you have? This is one of those Bachmann blue box models, you know, one of the ones that comes in the blue box, one of those big long blue boxes with a 8-pin plug. And what I did is I got that. I took all the electronics out except for the connector, you know, the little board that you connect the engine to the tender with. That's the only thing that's in there. I took the factory circuit board out, and on the motors, and for anytime you install a new decoder in a Bachmann engine, I recommend just chucking the circuit board. They're just not worth it. Just hardwire it to the decoder. I just recommend that. You get far better performance out of it. Also, here's the spare motor for the GS4 that I had. So if you see these little resistor things, so I think that's what these are. Cut these off whenever you get a Bachmann engine, because these will affect your slow speed performance for your motor, and it'll cause problems. So take these off. I guarantee it'll fix it. Hell, I recommend even taking them off even if you don't have a decoder in it at all. Just to be honest. You get far better performance out of the locomotive. And don't use those 1-amp decoders. You know, you can use them for lighting, that's okay, but don't use them for a motor control. That's one thing I've learned about them as well. Now you may ask, wait a minute, so how are you controlling all these functions? That is simple. Loksound 5.0. ESU has a really good sound file for the GS4s. Just also they have a really good sound file for the FEF Northerns, Challengers, and Big Boys. And speaking of Big Boys, eventually I will convert my Big Boy to Loksound, but I will have to wait a while to do that. I also got another project video that I'll be working on, but that won't be out till probably in 2 weeks or a week or two. Anyway, that's not about this video. Point is, this is done, and also decals. I have done some decaling. I put 4449 in the number boards on both sides, and I put 4449 on the back of the tender. So that's that. Now the LEDs for the class lights and for the number board, not the number boards, the Marslight and the headlight. There is a 3mm LED back inside. There is a surface mount LED in the nose, and there's a surface mount LED in the Marslight, in the gyro light up here. That's also what it's also called. I said also twice, but you get the point. And there is surface mount LEDs in the class lights. These are 603 surface mounts inside of this engine, and a 3mm LED, I believe, inside as well, to help give the headlight a little bit more brightness, if that makes sense. There was a lot of wires inside of this engine as well. It was kind of a pain to tuck it in. Also, to get the Marslight to work without an 8-pin connector, I had to permanently connect the locomotive to its tender, so now it can no longer be separated. So if you have one of the newer Bachmann GS4s with the sound that comes with the sound via decoder, remove the decoder and use that 8-pin plug, so that way you can have an easier connection between your engine and tender, so that way you can still be able to unplug your engine. Because unless you want to become like me and have 2 separate harnesses and then have 2 wires permanently running between the engine and the tender, I'd recommend buying the 8-pin version, just so that way you can have a simple plug that you can just plug in and plug out. Or if you have one of these blue box versions, just buy the parts, because Bachmann just added the thing to their website and they're going to come up with parts for the sound value versions eventually. I also ended up blacking out the cab and adding some weight in there, because there's no cab interior, and it wasn't really something I cared about too much for this engine, since it has an all-weather cab. And you know, if it was a open if it was like the, you know, like a open cab like the 210-2s, you know, I would have cared a little bit, but since it's not, you know, I just closed it up. Like I said, I put 40 for 49 on the back of the tender. So now there's decals on there for that. There is a bell underneath the shroud, underneath the nose. I don't know how well that is visible, but there is a bell that I mounted underneath there, because this thing also didn't have that. And did a little bit of touch up, added some weight, so now it actually pulls a lot more. This thing will pull the same amount as most HO-scale diesels, which is around 2.5 to 2.8 ounces. So this will pull. This is a pretty average puller, pretty good, not too bad, not too weak. You know, it's been definitely much better than the 1.9 ounce pull out of the box. So now this pulls about 2.5, 2.7. You know, so much better than what it was. And, you know, for a 484, you need that traction power, because 484s were known for like doing the down and dirty work like most modern day locomotives. Like the equivalent to a 484 in the diesel era, like right now, the 484 equivalent to what we have now is about an ES44, I would say. That's basically the diesel equivalent of today in the steam era. You see those running around all over the place. Every major rail network: Union Pacific, Southern Pacific, Northern Pacific, Cotton Belt. Well, Cotton Belt was Southern Pacific, so never mind. Santa Fe, and a bunch of other railroads. Hell, even Pennsy. But Pennsy didn't have actual 484s, but the 686 and the T1s were the closest things that they really had. But, oh well. Point is, this is what we have. And if you're wondering why I said T1, because technically it's a 484, but not exactly, because, you know, you got 2 separate sets of drivers. But it could be. It could have just. They could have just made it a giant 484, but they didn't. But it might not be a 484, but if they was just one giant thing, you know, if they didn't do the 2 sets of drivers, that would have been just one enormous 484. It would have looked pretty weird, but, you know, cool enough. Cool, nothing less. T1s are pretty cool. Anyway, off topic. This has a locosound 5.0 decoder in it, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the sounds on. Now the speaker inside is a Bachmann soundtrack speaker. I think it's a 4 ohm or 8 ohm speaker, I don't remember. Locosound 5.0, Jesus Christ, Locosound 5.0 decoders are capable of anywhere between 4 to 32 ohms, I believe. But they work better at 4 ohms, so considering how well it sounds, I'm assuming it's a 4 ohm speaker. But yeah. Now I can't access a lot of functions on this easy command thing, but I can at least get you the bell, the whistle, and stuff like that. So here's the bell. You can see it also has that slow down effect for the bell as well. So that's pretty cool, and it's actually correct for 4449. And here's the whistle. You also get coupler clash as well, but that's not really too important. But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty good. And running quality, which is the most important thing as well. Also, it's got the cylinder cocks open too. So not bad at all. Pretty smooth as well. So like, I'm trying to get it the smoothest I can possibly get it. Nope. Hold on, I accidentally cranked it back. So like, I think this is the smoothest I can possibly get it to move. For now, at least, until I get a low program to change it. But see how smooth that is compared to like most Bachmann engines. This is much better. It's much more efficient. You know, it runs much better. Hear those chuffs pick up as well. Hear that rod clanking. You get so much better running quality with a loksound decoder for these engines. So much better. So yeah, pretty good so far. One thing I also wanted to show was like how pronounced the Marslight is. So obviously on the 4449, the Marslight is the one at the top. So as you can see how pronounced it is, and it actually looks like it's rotating. Obviously it's not, but it looks much better now and looks so much cooler. So this is what it, like I said, this is what it looks like in the night when I turn the lights off. And you see the color tone of the LEDs match up pretty well. You know, warm white LEDs, they match up very well and very good, very nice tone to them. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty proud. Jesus Christ, pretty pleased with that. That's pretty nice. I really am happy with that. That's pretty good. Alright, so I've got a pretty short train. Well, yeah, I got a short train behind the 4449 right now. I would pull more cars, but I don't have enough cars at the moment, so I have to work with what we got. I have some more, but those kept falling off the track because they're very light. So what I have on so far is all I've got really, so I'll let you guys enjoy it and tell me what you think. Leave it down below, and hope you enjoy the run-bys. I'll come back at the end for closing thoughts, and yeah, enjoy. So I think that's going to conclude the video. So you saw it run and saw it in action a little bit. I did hope you enjoyed what I tried to do with getting it mainly just using my old camera. This is the old digital camera that I used to record my videos with, and I just put it on this car. Worked pretty well. I tried to use that. I was using that mainly just for the video of it running. I didn't really want to use the big camera because I thought that would take away from the effect a little bit. But I had to have the big boy pull it around, and I apologize if it wasn't the greatest view of the 40x49, but it was kind of hard because I don't have a dual throttle system, and I don't have a separate handheld throttle, so I had to, switch back and forth between the two functions, or the two engines, so that way I could get the whistle and stuff to blow, and then get the 40x49 to run properly. Because at one part I've had, it came off here a little bit, had to pop it back on, front driver, it's getting to the point to where it's so well detailed now. It's to where I can't even negotiate those tight curves that I would want to, that it would need to, because I've shortened the drawbar. And so now it has a more realistic gap. Even with the other drawbar that it was a little bit farther, maybe twice the length of what this is. But I mean, it wasn't that bad, but still, I just like the way it looks now. With the shorter drawbar, it looks much nicer. So, But I do hope you enjoy the video. Something different. I hope you do like it though. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for now. So leave your comments down below and tell me what you think. Tell me what I could have probably done better. I mean, I think the only thing I could have probably done more on this engine is on builder's plates and then probably the class lights on the tender. But I think that's about it I could really have done for this engine. There's not really too much left that you can really do for the GS4. There's a few small details I'm missing. I mean, there's one piece there that's supposed to come right here for 40x49. That's not there. But even if I did put that there, it would have probably got knocked off by the trailing truck anyway. So, not a big deal at all. So, I mean, class lights on the back of the tender. But, there's not really that much I can really do. I wish it was die cast. That's about it. But I hope you do enjoy. So, this is, if you really wanted to upgrade your 40x49, your Bachmann one, this is a video for you to watch. And I hope you do enjoy. If you do really want to see what the inside looks like, I will take it apart again, and I'll try to post a picture on my Instagram and show a picture of what it looks like inside, even including the tender. I'll show what's inside of that. So if you want, leave a comment down below, and make sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that type of stuff. Primarily Instagram and TikTok. So I hope you guys enjoy. See you guys next time. Leave your comments down below and tell me what else you might like to see. I also got another project that I will be doing at the end of this week, hopefully, if I can get that video out. But I hope you guys enjoy, and see you next time.